begin asymptomatic testing.
Several student organizations at FGCU
and we're going to play Guess the Song.
Hello, welcome to Hanging with the Executives here at the Bauer School of Music.
And you're watching ENTV.
Hey everyone, welcome back to week 14 of Hard Hitters. I'm your host this week, Nick Asplin, joined with
Carson Zorn,
Kevin Rollins.
Another exciting week of NFL football, and I think we're all in agreement on what our game of the week was. So I'm just going to let Mr. Burr himself take this one away.
Yeah, the glasses are going on for this episode. That's what happens when you beat the Chiefs 3 times in a row. They're staying on, so deal with it. This game was incredible. I got to watch it, and I could not be happier. Of course, it was a hard-fought win, but you're never going to get an easy win against the Chiefs. We actually could have won by a lot more looking back if Boyd didn't drop a wide-open touchdown, if we didn't shoot ourselves in the foot with stupid penalties every now and then. But it was still a fantastic game. Burrow, of course, only had 6 incompletions, passed for 286 yards and 2 touchdowns, rushed for another 46 and another touchdown. And Eli Apple, who is a meme amongst the NFL community, did not allow a single catch in this game. That's right, Eli Apple allowed 0 catches for 0 yards. And I want our former host, Sarah Mankiewicz, to know that I have the receipts in the group chat. So this was just a great win all around. The offense was humming. We knew exactly what we needed to do to beat the Chiefs. Burrow just seems to have Mahomes' number, and if we meet him again in the playoffs, I will have no problem picking the Bengals to win that game, no matter if it's in Arrowhead or Cincinnati.
All right, so moving on now to our Thursday night game for Week 14. We have the Raiders coming in to Los Angeles to play the Rams. What do you guys got for this one?
The Rams, they fought hard last week, but couldn't do enough to beat the Seahawks, and the Rams are in complete free-fall mode, and it's not going to get any better for them this week. There's going to be a lot of Raiders fans in Los Angeles, and the Rams fans are probably not going to show up at all the rest of the season. The Raiders just run the ball, and they'll keep this win streak going.
Our next matchup, though, we have the Jets coming in to the Bills. They beat the Bills the last time. Do you think they do it again?
The Bills are finding their groove again, and they're making late surge for the playoffs as they do in their typical Bills form that we all thought they were meant to be. And I think second year in a row, the legacy of Mike White ends.
I just can't pick the Jets to sweep the Bills, especially in this year where the Bills are just huge favorites to go to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. So I got the Bills to win this one. Moving on to our next matchup, we have the Browns versus Carson Cincinnati Bengals, coming off a huge win against the Chiefs. Do you think you finally beat the Browns this time?
Yeah, the Bengals and Joe Burrow are a very difficult team because one week they can beat the Chiefs and the next week they could lose by 20 points to the Browns, and no one understands why. Joe Burrow has still not beat the Browns in his career, and if there's any time to do it, it's now. So I think if the Browns get off to a slow enough start, the Bengals are going to be able to figure out how to put up points on this team and win.
Moving on to our next matchup, this one, it's going to get ugly. I mean, we have the Texans coming into Dallas to play the Cowboys, who just completely obliterated the Colts last week. The Cowboys looking like one of the most dominant offenses in the league right now. I'm going to start us off. I have the Cowboys by 1 million in this one.
A Lone Star showdown is going to be a Lone Star blowout. That's all there is to it. Give it Cowboys easy.
Our next matchup is an NFC North matchup between the Vikings and the Lions. Lions showing really good offensive strength last week against the Jags. I got them winning this one. They're playing at home in Ford Field. Give me the Lions.
Here come the Vikings, and it is still 1 p.m. for Kirk Cousins, but all good things have to come to an end. It is not Kirktober or Kirk Bember anymore, and the Lions are going to bite some kneecaps today for this week.
Our next matchup, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars coming in to play the Tennessee Titans. We don't have James with us this week. I think he was maybe too scared to show his face this week after the really rough loss the Jags had last week. What do you guys think for this matchup?
Every time Derrick Henry plays the Jacksonville Jaguars, he is the best running back in the league. There's debates for who's actually the best running back in the league this year, but Derrick Henry against the Jaguars is a completely different animal. That's a guaranteed 200 yards or 2 multi-touchdown game, and sometimes it's both. there's not much I really need to say about this game. The Jaguars have made some improvements this year, and I think they have a really promising team set up for the future, but they're just missing a couple key pieces, especially on that defensive side of the ball. So I think the Titans take the sweep this year against the Jaguars.
Our next matchup, we have the Philadelphia Eagles playing against the Giants. Pretty interesting matchup here. The Giants still trying to fight in for a playoff spot amongst a really tough division. What do you guys got?
I think the Eagles are going to take care of business this week. I would not be surprised if Hurts puts up another 300-yard game between the ground and the air and a couple of touchdowns. I got the Eagles taking care of the Giants, and I think the Eagles continue to run away with the NFC East.
Moving on, we have the Ravens versus the Steelers. I think this matchup probably wasn't going to be that of an interesting one, but now with Lamar Jackson's injury, this actually is going to be, I think, a pretty interesting matchup to watch and see how it unfolds. So who's coming out on top?
I think the Steelers have a lot of momentum, and they're going to take advantage of Lamar's injury and win this week.
The Steelers winning this one. I think Tyler Huntley is one of the better backups in the league, and I think he fits that Ravens offense perfectly. But when you can only beat the Denver Broncos by 1 point, backup or no, the Denver Broncos are the second worst team in football, and that's coming on top of struggles against Carolina in the previous weeks.
Our next matchup, speaking of the Denver Broncos, this is more than a let's hide. This is let's hide, let's cry, let's run away, let's sell the franchise. They're playing the Chiefs this week, and this is going to be very ugly. They're playing in Denver. The home crowd is not going to want to see this matchup. And with that being said, I have the Chiefs by 1 million in this one.
Playing simple, Broncos country, fire hack it, let's die, let's cry, let's do whatever else that ends with I.
Yeah, Broncos country, let's ride, but the driver of the ride is a 1-star Uber driver, and his name is Russell Wilson. He has not been worth a single dollar of his $245 million contract. And the police should really be investigating him for robbery because that's just wrong.
All right. So next up, we have the Bucs versus the 49ers. Tom Brady versus Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy. Who you guys got?
I have always said that quarterback is the most important position in football, but the 49ers are the exception to that rule. It does not matter who you throw back there. You could throw a mannequin back there with a functioning arm, and it would be able to work out a way to get Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, and Brandon Ayuk the ball. First time a Mr. Irrelevant has ever started a football game, and I got him winning his first ever career start.
Our next matchup, we have the Carolina Panthers against the Seattle Seahawks. Pretty interesting 4 o'clock matchup. Not sure why this is here, but I got the Seahawks to win.
This could be a possible trap, but I still think Seattle's they're in it to get to the playoffs, and give me the Seahawks.
The Seahawks are on a mission. Geno Smith is on a mission. He still is not writing back, and he's not going to write back against this Panthers defense either. Seahawks win.
All right, Kevin, we have your Miami Dolphins.
Unfortunately, the Dolphins did lose last week to the Niners. The Dolphins are not experiencing California love right now as they went to California on the big win streak and they took a loss. But no shame on that. Forget about that game. We're on to the next episode. The haters say Tua fell off, but how? He had to play the best defense. This is still MIA, and the Dolphins head into blacks. And Tua's going to show that he was the guy to take over Justin Herbert.
I saw what you tried to do there, Kevin, and kind of skirt around the problem, but you guys lost to Brock Purdy. The Miami Dolphins lost to Brock Purdy, and I need everyone to hear that. Mr. Irrelevant came in and he looked competent against your defense. You're not getting an easy pass on that one, Kevin. But, however, I'm not going to be too mean to you. I'm still going to pick the Dolphins to win this game. The Chargers are just a horribly mismanaged team on both sides of the ball. Their head coach, I don't think he's the right guy for the job, and I think if they don't make the playoffs again this year, he should be gone.
Our final matchup of the week, Monday Night Football. Pretty interesting matchup here. We got the New England Patriots facing the Arizona Cardinals coming off their bye. I really hope Kyler Murray got his Call of Duty fix in during his bye week, so he's all focused to win their matchup this week against the Patriots.
I don't know about that. I think Kyler Murray's still on that Call of Duty thing, especially when he comes off a bye week. He's probably going to be playing all during the bye week, and Cliff Kingsbury potentially on a hot seat now, and their Cardinals they're falling out of the playoff race. Here come the Patriots. And I think this will be another one of those typical Belichick wins where they'll find a way to win, even though the Patriots have lost 2 straight games now.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next episode of Hard Hitters.